The void shard, a fractured prism of oblivion, groaned under an unseen pressure. It wasn't merely cracking, it was breaching. Deep within its crystalline heart, a second entity, ancient and utterly alien, clawed its way towards existence. The space station, once a tomb, now vibrated with the birth pangs of a new, unspeakable terror. The eye of the ancient entity, a vortex of pure malevolence, widened, its gaze momentarily diverted from the relic. It felt it, a disturbance in the cosmic tapestry it was so meticulously weaving. The forgotten faction, caught in the crossfire of these titanic forces, found their relic, the supposed key to severing bonds, now pulsed with a furious, unstable energy. It wasn't a lock they had found, but a cage door that had been ajar. The hum, that faint, ancient frequency, grew louder, resonating not just from the relic, but from the very fabric of the station itself. It was a song of defiance, a forgotten melody of creation struggling against the symphony of annihilation. The spark's desperate surge, a phantom limb of its former glory, latched onto this nascent hope, amplifying the alien hum. The void shard pulsed erratically, its cracks widening like a gaping maw, revealing not just the second entity, but glimpses of other realities, other prisons. The predator, still a lurking threat, sensed this shift, its predatory senses twitching towards the epicenter of the awakening. The Void King, ever the opportunist, watched from the periphery, a cruel smile playing on his lips, ready to exploit any weakness. But the primary focus remained on the relic. The ancient entity, its hunger insatiable, saw this amplified hum not as a threat, but as a new instrument for its grand design. It would not forge chains of dread, as it had intended, it would now forge chains of pure, unadulterated chaos, binding not just stars, but realities. The relic flared again, a blinding inferno of darkness, but this time, the hum was undeniable, a counter-frequency to the encroaching dread. It spoke of a power older than the void, older than the spark, a power that had been sealed away, not destroyed. The ancient eye in the station flickered again, a hint of true surprise, perhaps even fear, crossing its cosmic visage. The void shard's cracking accelerated, the second entity's struggle intensifying. It was not just one entity trying to break free from the shard. It was a cascade. A cosmic prison break was underway. The forgotten faction, their faces etched with dawning horror, realized their relic was not a tool for salvation, but a catalyst. A beacon. And now, the true masters of the void, and whatever lay beyond it, were being drawn to the light, or rather, the consuming darkness. The ancient entity, sensing the unraveling of its plan, let out a silent roar that echoed through the cosmos. It was not just the universe that was at stake anymore. It was existence itself. The spark's original essence, now a beacon of forgotten power, surged one final time, not to fight, but to reveal. The cracks in the void shard began to glow with a searing white light, a stark contrast to the encroaching darkness. This was not the destructive light of the void, but the pure, untamed energy of creation. And from the heart of the fracturing shard, a single, impossibly ancient word echoed, a whisper that shook the foundations of reality: awaken. Suddenly, the derelict space station shuddered violently. Not from the awakening horror within, but from an external force. A colossal shadow fell over the station, eclipsing the distant stars. A ship, unlike anything seen before, a vessel forged from pure starlight and cosmic dust, descended from the heavens. Its purpose unknown, its origin unfathomable. But its arrival coincided with the shattering of the void shard, and the emergence of something far more terrifying than any of them had ever imagined. The ancient entity paused, its hunger momentarily forgotten. The predator froze, its instincts screaming danger. The Void King, for the first time, looked genuinely afraid. The spark's original essence, its desperate fight now a part of something larger, pulsed with a new, unexpected hope. For as the vast, celestial ship settled into orbit, a single, crystalline structure detached itself and began to descend. And as it landed on the station's ravaged hull, a single, familiar symbol began to glow upon its surface. It was the symbol of the forgotten faction, but not as they knew it. This was an older, purer iteration, a sigil of true creation. And from within this descending artifact, a voice, ancient and resonant, boomed across the void, a voice that spoke of balance and of judgment. The cycle is broken, it declared. And a new beginning commences. The ancient eye in the station, the ancient entity itself, and even the nascent second entity within the shard, all turned their terrifying gazes towards this descending harbinger of a power beyond their comprehension. The universe held its breath.